Hi. Do you remember when coffee was 59 cents a pound? Ice cream, 59 cents for a half gallon? Pinto beans, a 2-pound bag, 19 cents. Large eggs, 59 cents. Gold medal flour, 5-pound bag, 49 cents. Mayonnaise for a pint jar, 49 cents. Campbell's soup, 10 cents a can. Let's go down here a little bit. And Hormel bacon for 1 pound, 65 cents. Hunter's all meat weenies, 39 cents. Good shoulder steak, 59 cents. Decker's smoked picnics, 6 to 8 pound average, 35 cents a pound. Ooh! This was back in 1967 in Houston. So I'm going to put this down for a little bit. And we're going to talk about remembering when. Do you remember when you could afford to go to the grocery store and come home with a pile of groceries? And you knew the butcher's name? How about when you went to Piggly Wiggly and they had a fenced-in area at the front of the store where the kids could play while their moms were shopping for groceries? How about whenever you could go buy a pair of shoes and a salesman would measure your feet, lace up the shoes and put them on, and check you for the best fit? Do you remember the Fuller Brush Man who would come by and give you free samples of brushes or combs or a toothbrush? How about the Avon lady that came over and you could get free samples of lipstick and fragrances? Ah, the milkman who came so early in the morning you never saw him and left bottles of milk on your porch. The doctor made house visits because you were too sick to get out. I remember that. Do you remember when kids could play in their neighborhoods until dark, and sometimes even after dark? You could fly down the sidewalk in your pedal car or on your roller skates. Girls played dress up in their mother's old slips and dresses, and they would have on those high heels that were see-through plastic with the glitter in them. How about when the whole neighborhood got together and would play Army, complete with your toy guns and rubber band guns, and you would dig those foxholes? Hey, how about when you really were playing cowboys and Indians? And whenever your parent would call for you to come home, they only did it one time, and you had better come home at once. You would never think of whining or throwing a fit because you wanted something. That's when sir and ma'am was expected. Hey, how about when the whole neighborhood got together for the 4th of July to barbecue, make homemade ice cream, and shoot fireworks? When girls wore petticoats, boys had BB guns, men wore hats, ladies wore girdles to hold up their stockings and to make sure they didn't wiggle when they walked. Do you remember when we had that bubble gum or those chalky minty cigarettes? Those little wax Cokes with the little liquid in the bottles. How about a real Coke in a bottle, a glass bottle? Now we can only get them from Mexico. How about fizzies? How about wax lips? How about putting rags in our hair to make our curls? Or spoolies? Ah, those wonderful days of nuclear air raid drills. Riding our bikes behind the mosquito fogger just to get our little dose of DDT. Garbage men were what you wanted to be when you grew up, because it was so cool. They rode on the back of the garbage trucks. Jumped down whenever it was still moving. You had a snow cone man, an ice cream man, a mailman. And whenever you went to school, there was no Department of Education. But by God, you learned. There was prayer in schools. You could say the Pledge of Allegiance and meant it. How about when your older sister told you you had better not mess up in school because the principal had an electric paddle? So on the first day of school in first grade, you could not stop crying. Your teacher tried to console you and wanted to know what was wrong. Later that day, the class had a field trip to the principal's office with me as the line leader to search his office for that all-elusive electric paddle. Oh, sorry, I digress. You look forward to going to the little church and singing your heart out. And Christmas season started in mid-December. Christmas Eve was oyster stew, and before bed we had hot chocolate. And Christmas Day was about the birth of Jesus, and Santa, he came in second. These are just some of the things that I remember. And I know that you have things that you remember. What's so sad is that these days, what do these kids look forward to looking back at? I don't see it. I still kind of have fond memories of those mosquito foggers and the nuclear air raid drills. Yeah, those were the days.